What's up guys, it's Gunner Tierno and I'm back with another video. This time it's a Christmas special, so it's a little out of the ordinary, but it still might help you hypebeast and tech people out there. This is gonna be a guy's guide to gift wrapping. So I'm gonna show you how to wrap presents professionally so they look beautiful. I have some right here to show you, really nice corners, and I'm just gonna give you some tips and tricks on how to wrap presents correctly. It's gonna save you a lot of time, a lot of money. We're not gonna waste a lot of wrapping paper, and we're only gonna need a couple things to get started. So let's just get to it. Alright, so there's only a couple things you're gonna need. One thing that I'm not gonna use that you probably should use is a cutting mat. So they have like these self-adhesive cutting mats. I can't find mine right now. You could use a piece of cardboard. This is to cut on because I'm not using scissors. I don't like scissors. I'm just gonna cut on my table though because I'm using a work table, so I don't really care. But if you're cutting on some other surface that you care about, you definitely want a cutting mat or you're gonna want to use scissors. All we're gonna need is tape. I prefer to use packaging tape. I do a lot of eBay, so I have a lot of this. We're gonna use a razor. Now, if you want to use scissors, you can. It's just a lot slower. So I'm not gonna be using scissors. I will be using a razor, and then wrapping paper. Now I recommend getting wrapping paper that has lines on the back. So there's gridded lines here. They're like 1 inch by 1 inch. This makes it a lot easier to know if you're straight and if you're, to measure out what you need to cut. It's just really quick. You don't need to pull out a tape measure or anything like that. So I don't know how you tell if this is on the back of your wrapping paper. I was surprised it was on the back of mine. But this is definitely super helpful. So if you can find wrapping paper that has a grid on the back surface, it's gonna be a big help, save a lot of time. I got this at Walmart, so maybe they all have it. Now, there's a strategy to this overall. We want the seams on the back always. Now, you have to determine what the front of your package is. I would say this is the front, right? So I'm gonna want the wrapping paper seam on the back here, down the center. You could do it off to the side. I usually do the center. And then you want the top to be folded like really tight, nice corners. And the trick with that is when you have the paper on each side, you only want it hanging over long enough to make half the distance, just over half the distance here. So this side of paper we want to fold over to be half so that this other side will fill in the other half. That's why you need just over half, just to like overlap it a little bit. And that's what's gonna make us get those perfect folds and the really nice corners and sides. So that's usually where things go wrong. You can see on this box that I packed, it's perfectly straight. I mean, this is a 45-degree angle with the length of this. Everything is square. Things line up really nice. Even the back where I have the middle seam lines up here because it just worked out that way. It won't always work out that way, but it can. That's when like the geometry is just perfect. All right, so we're gonna start with the Yeezys. Now, this is some paper that I have left. So it's hard to see the grid on camera, but there's a gridded line here. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm lined up with that grid so I know things are straight. I'm gonna wrap this over and just see if I have enough on this roll. And that's perfect. I have that overlap that I need, just enough. We don't want to waste a lot of paper. So this is perfect for the top. Now, I'll have way too much paper here on the side if I need to fold that over, right? I have this and then it's just gonna be a mess. So like I said, the rule is we want one part of this to cover just over half of the side. So I'm gonna keep it lined up on the grid, keep it roughly in the same spot. Now, I would say this is the face of the box, so I'm gonna flip it over because I want that seam on the back, and when people unwrap their present, a lot of times they go for where the seam is. I want them to have to flip it over to like really know what it is. So I'm gonna put it face down. I'm gonna line up the paper here. All right, that's pretty much in the middle. Now this is like a wavy line, right? And this is the factory cut edge from the roll. So I'm gonna put this over the line cut that I did in the past, right? So we're gonna have a perfectly straight seam here. Now you could hide it on the corner. That could be a good touch. Or you can put it just down the back, whatever you wanna do. But for the side, now I'm gonna eye it up first. So that covers more than half of the side. It's a little more than I need. So I have 1, 2, 3 boxes and like a half and a little here. So I'm gonna push it down here. I'm gonna keep it in place here because I know where my seam is gonna be. that's over half. So I know I'm gonna be good. When this wraps around, it will be over one full length of this side, so I will cover. I won't have like any ends here missing where you see the present. Now what I want to do is mimic the same thing, right? So I got 3 boxes and like a quarter of a one here. So I'm gonna go to this side. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3 boxes. All right. Now I'm gonna take my razor and just cut on this table. You might want to use scissors. You might want to use a cutting mat. Definitely don't do this on a surface you care about because you are gonna cut it. This is a work table, therefore I don't really care. So I got 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna want to cut on this line, and I'm just gonna freehand it. I mean, I went to art school, so I got a good eye for that. Now get at least 1 strip of tape ready to go, and put it somewhere where you can grab it easily, because we're gonna want to just grab that and put it on real quick. All right, so we're gonna start easy. We're just gonna put it down the middle of the seam. We want to make sure that this is square on our grid here, so we know everything is going to be perpendicular and straight. I'm going to line this up just to see where it lands, and I'm covering the cut edge with the factory machine cut edge, so I'm going to hide my wavy cut from the past. I'm just going to pull this tight, put both fingers on it, grab that tape that I got ready, and just put a piece down. Now that's going to hold it in place. All right, so we don't want to shift the package each way because we have these sides ready to go where this is going to be the perfect overlap. But first, a pro tip is you want to put some tape where the edge of the package is here, just to kind of strengthen it up. So you see the edge is there, so I'm going to put it just on the inside here on the top so that it doesn't like want to move. And do that on both sides. You can put tape down this whole edge if you want. I wouldn't do this. That's really going to mess you up. You don't want tape past the edge of the box itself. That's just going to help keep things in place. Now, this is where we get to folding. We're going to fold this edge down like so. We're going to push it down into the corner of the box till we hit the edge. I have my finger on this other side here, kind of so I know where it ends. And then we're just going to smooth that corner out so it's folded. We're gonna do the same thing here. Put my finger down, hold it here. I know I'm on the edge. I'm just gonna pinch that to fold it. Now we're gonna fold this edge in, and we want to create a line with the bottom of the box here. Once we have that, we can fold that. We're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna fold this edge down onto the side of the box, make sure it's touching the corner here, and then I'm gonna press that to fold it. I'm gonna take a piece of tape and get it ready so I don't have to mess around with it. I'm gonna put it here, some of it exposed. Now I'm gonna try to hold all of this stuff down and then fold this up tight, keep this tight. There we go. So now we have the edge. It's a little loose, but we're gonna take the package and we're just gonna push it down. Kind of make sure it's all the way in there. Just push it down to kind of fold it out. Perfect. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Fold this top edge down flat with the box. Push it into the corner here. Then pinch that straight. Same thing here. Put this, fold this on top of that. Down to the bottom. Push that, smooth, fold this down into the bottom, flatten that out, get some tape ready, put the tape under here, and then just hold everything tight as you fold this up. Do the same thing, push it down, just gently, you don't want to like damage it or anything. But this kind of just gets you some nice folds and creases. And there we have it. That's a perfectly wrapped package. Everything is super straight. Now it's hard to tell on a pattern like this, but when we do something with stripes, it'll be noticeable. And your girlfriend or boyfriend's gonna think that you had this professionally done. Now if you want to get fancier, I don't have any bows, but stick a bow on it and that's it. It's a wrap. So that's it for my guy's guide to gift wrapping. If you got some questions, hit me up in the comments. I'm always answering. If this video helped you out, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. That's what inspires me to make these videos. And if you want to get in touch with me, hit me up on Instagram at Gunner Tierno. So good luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Alright, I got my next YouTube video idea. It's going to be a guy's guide on how to wrap presents the right way, professionally. You see this? I mean, I didn't go to art school for nothing. eBay didn't teach me nothing. You see this? Whew.